Hey there, welcome to another episode of Car Chat on West Coast Supercars and Classics. I'm Mark, this is Alex, this is Donnie, Donato.
Donnie Donato. Apparently I have multiple nicknames now.
I've just been calling him Donnie, I don't know if that's all right.
That's fine, that's what they call me at work.
Okay, anyway, this is Donato if you really want to know. That's Italian, so what can we say? So welcome back. This is episode, what are we on? Episode three here today. And we're going to try to keep this one short, so it's only going to be an hour and a half long. I'm cutting it down. You could watch the Titanic in the same time.
I've heard that before.
We've heard that.
Let's try to keep it short. We've heard later.
So yeah, this is a different location. We're not at KZ Auto anymore tonight, just because circumstances. But thank you very much, Karen at KZ Auto, for hosting us for the last two shows. And they're great guys. 548 Alpha Street there. Check them out for your car add-ons and exhaust systems and gosh knows what else. I'll show you some of the stuff actually from the Concours, the Island Concours.
Because they were there.
KZ was there. We were there.
Yep.
It was a great show actually.
We should talk about that a little bit.
You didn't make it there? You made it there.
I did make it there. There was quite a few interesting things. What won? I didn't even know what won.
It was a Bentley R Continental.
Like an old one.
1954.
Ooh. I saw that the Miura was there. That's one of the things I always see all the time, though.
Yeah, but that's still just a stunning car.
There's a 1968 Lamborghini Miura that rolls around Victoria. It's the signature Verde Mantis, so lime green. I think that's what that color's called in Italian.
Yeah.
And it's got like blue leather interior. It is gorgeous.
I'll show you pictures of that. Oh yeah, another shout out to the Gain Group and Coachworks, who were instrumental in doing the Island Concours for the first time this year, actually up at the Shawnigan Lake School, which is off of the Malahat Highway up there. It was actually a really nice location. I'll show you some footage from that just now, including that beautiful 1968 Miura. I thought it was a 1970 for some reason. Not only was it a great car show, we had a show and shine up in the upper field, and we had the Concours on the lower field. And the total amount of money raised was about $180,000 for the David Foster Foundation and the Cowichan District Hospital Foundation, I believe is the correct name.
Correct them under.
So congratulations and thank you guys for doing that. Thanks to all the staff at Gain Group for coming out and volunteering. That was a long couple of days, and they were working hard to serve food and everything and take care of everything. And so and all the people who came out, all the participants who came out and paid the fee to come in there, and so I hope we can do it there again next year. So
it was good. Yeah, that was probably one of their better shows, I think.
I think it was.
Yeah, because compared to what they used to do at the track for the past.
It was all fine. We had like 400 cars a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
The track was good.
Nice.
The track was good.
Yeah. They had fewer cars. They had fewer cars in the show and shine section. I think they had about 200.
You know what, though? I honestly think the fact that they let everything in the show and shine section was good.
Yeah, it was.
They had like a wide variety of just
I saw a bunch
stuff.
of pictures, so like your pictures and a bunch of
my buddy was there. He owns the E30 with the S54.
Oh,
yeah.
The license plate OEM-ish.
I love it.
That thing is
What's his name again?
phenomenal.
Ebby.
His name is
Ebby. That's right.
Yeah, that car is
awesome.
phenomenal.
I know, and it sounds great. I heard it going down Blanchard after we did the rev scene that night.
Yeah.
Because I took a little bit of audio that night.
It does sound really good.
Yeah. And it doesn't sound like too much when it's just idling, but it's great. Get out of here, you wasp.
And it doesn't
That's the problem.
There's going to be a lot of that. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Anyway, so tonight we're episode 3. We've decided to pick basically 3 things to talk about. I know we've rambled already about the car show, but we had to say something about it because it's special.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you want to start off with? We've got a topic each.
Yeah, I don't want to go first.
Do you want to go? Should I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about your
So
topic.
Lotus decided.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
Oh, no.
You're probably going to be upset because it's not red.
You can have any other color as long as it's
It doesn't
red.
have an F8 Tributo engine, though, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, just go.
It's the 2020 Evija.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah. From what I can tell,
Elvira? No, kidding.
no.
Elvira.
No, it's a bit of a it's like the Urus. It's a bit of a risky name. Kind of sounds like something you don't want.
Yeah, a body part that you don't
want itchy.
usually.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no itchy Urus, no itchy Elvira. Oh, that's
No
terrible.
itchy.
Oh, it's so much worse.
Don't go there.
Okay. But it's so it's full electric. It'll be 1900 and some odd, 1973, I believe, horsepower and 1254 foot-pounds of torque.
So
2,000 metric horsepower.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
For all
not
you-
the metric thing
yeah, that works
again.
out very well.
But that was part of
no.
the but there was a bit of a point of confusion with some of the specs because
From
tell
what
me
I
about
could
this.
read, a bunch of sources were saying it has a 2,000 kilowatt battery, which is
Okay.
Kilowatt hour
way,
battery?
No.
way too
No
big.
way.
There's no way.
That means it's 20 times the size of a Tesla Model 100D, basically P100D, right?
And they said it's only going to weigh 3,700 pounds, but not with a battery that big.
No.
There's no
maybe,
way.
No
maybe
way.
before the batteries,
Before,
without
yeah.
batteries,
Maybe.
yeah.
Or you know how
Just kidding.
car
They're
you know
not-
how
I don't think they
you know
do
how
that.
car manufacturers have dry weight and wet weight
Yeah, that's-
with like
that's-
fluids
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like
Oh wait, could you count the batteries as a fluid?
that's what I was gonna say. like
Perfect. There you go. Good job, Lotus.
But anyway, no. We think it's more like we've seen ratings
75,
of 75
yeah.
or something kilowatt hour pack, which sounds right. Although at the 1475 kilowatt motor,
Yeah.
I just question how long it's going to
Well,
last.
they
Well, if
say-
you're really on the throttle,
They say
you know?
250 miles, but with that small of a battery, I don't
No, there's
think
no
that's
way.
possible.
I don't see how.
the other thing that I think they're claiming is it's supposed to be the most powerful production
car, yeah.
vehicle to come out
Yeah.
as of recent. I don't know.
Well, if it's 1,900 horsepower, it will be
I mean,
for the 5 minutes it runs. And then
yeah,
runs
that's
out
what
of
I mean. For the
battery.
5 minutes that it's on the road.
Yeah.
it's more powerful than the 1.1 then, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Well, the 1.1.
Is 1180. Oh no.
Well, the 1.1 was.
A
You
horsepower
know
per
why
kilogram.
they
It's a
called
megawatt.
it the
It's
1.1,
it's a
right?
horsepower per kilogram.
Yeah.
It's also a megawatt of power.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what is it megawatt?
1182, I want to say.
Is it
The horsepower,
horsepower?
yeah.
No, kilowatt. I was
I don't know,
thinking of.
yeah, no, I
it's
don't know
not.
what it is in
It's
kilowatt.
not far off in kilowatts, but the Lotus is higher.
How many of these are they gonna make?
130.
That's
that's
not
it.
much of a
They
production
are-
line, if
no,
you
they're,
ask me.
They're anywhere from 1.6 to 2.5 million USD, depending on who you ask.
2.5 million
But they're only
dollars.
producing. Well, they say 130.
They're doing 130, but the weird thing is they've sold 100, and then they're saving 30 for when it comes out. Because
Okay, they're like
I don't know
they're
why.
trying to pull a Ferrari, but they're
Yeah.
not pulling a Ferrari that
It's-
well when
I
it
mean,
comes to exclusivity.
No, it's gonna be cool because it's 4 motors, so one per wheel.
I've barely seen pictures of it.
It's pretty nifty looking. I do really like it. It's very hardcore looking. It kind of you can tell it's a Lotus, which
Yeah.
is what I like about it. But
Yeah.
it's supposed to be really wide. It's like 2.3 meters wide. Like it's a wide
That's
car. It's a
wide
big car.
car.
They say 0 to 60 in sub 3 seconds, which isn't really that impressive for 200 horsepower.
Tesla model,
Yeah.
whatever,
But the-
Roadster,
the more impressive
1.9
part-
seconds.
The more impressive part to me is it's going to do 0 to 126 miles an hour in 6, and 0 to 186 in 9. The Chiron takes like 11.9 to
Well,
get to
what is 186 miles an hour? 300 kilometers
an
per hour. Yeah.
in 9 seconds. That's
And how long does the Chiron take?
11.9.
That's still quick in my opinion.
That is
but,
very quick.
But
I mean,
apparently
9
electric.
seconds, that's...
Yeah.
And then it probably won't go much faster because the batteries are going to run out, I'm guessing.
Right. Or you'll
Well, that's the
crash.
thing.
Or
That's
crash.
that's the thing that limits these electric powered cars is the
weight.
batteries
And the weight of them.
and the weight.
It's
Like
crazy.
I don't believe any of Tesla's claims when it comes to the
Roadster.
Roadster. 1.9 seconds to 100k an hour, or what? 200.
I have no idea,
250
honestly.
miles per hour top speed. I'm like,
Maybe downhill.
yeah, maybe
With a
down a
sail.
hill
You know what?
in neutral.
This is like becoming like the computer business or something. We used to call it vaporware. You know, they announce something and then you find out. You know, you announce it 2 years before it comes out. You really don't know what you're getting. But there's, obviously there's the hype factor where you
Yeah.
get to make these big announcements and you show the prototype or whatever it is, right? And it's all very flashy. But at 100 examples, let's say worldwide, is there any other production?
They say that's
Intended?
it. That's all they want to do.
So like
And
kind of who cares? In
Is
a
it
way.
one of? I bet you it's going to be
Honestly.
one of those cars that cannot go into the United States unless it goes under the show and display title.
No, it will. It can.
Okay.
There's already
Really?
been 14 or 15 of them has been bought by people in the States already.
And they're going to be street legal?
Yep.
Well, that's part of the cost, I guess.
Yeah, that's they do have a couple weird things that they had trouble passing because they have laser headlights. It's not an HID, it's not halogen. It's the
No,
weird-
that's something that's Euro only, and
Yeah,
the
they've been
states
allowed.
have been like
They've been allowed in. with the headlights.
With laser headlights?
And they don't have mirrors.
Audi
they have
had to
cameras as
change
well.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have cameras though.
They have cameras, no mirrors.
That's
It's
fine.
kind of
as
the
long
weird
as it's equivalent. As long as it's
facing
equivalent.
camera thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And but yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, as far as that whole vaporware thing, Lotus hasn't even lied that those are targets that they will endeavor to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lotus has an okay shot because Geely owns them now, and they have quite a lot of money.
Right.
So I think that's not necessarily a little mom and pop shop as far as
No,
Lotus'
no, no.
development
It's a
goes. So
benchmark car. It's meant to show their prowess.
It'll
right?
be something.
It's meant to
gonna be
get
something
attention.
special.
For
Yeah,
the
exactly.
company, right? Okay, fair enough. I mean, it sounds cool. We thought it would be an interesting
That's going
thing
to be
to talk about because it's very recent announcement.
Yeah,
When was
yeah.
it announced?
not
July.
even like a
It's
couple
July,
months.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not even
And
a month
if
ago.
you can, put up some pictures of the interior if possible, because it is very strange.
I will.
The center console is a honeycomb touch screen.
Okay.
So they're all honeycomb rimmed with carbon fiber, of course, because you needed the extra lightweight. But
Okay.
in there is like little icons, and they're all touch screen.
Okay, so I think that's the rest of the discussion on the Lotus at the moment. Anyways, I think there was something we were going to talk about with the power charging systems.
Oh yeah.
Before we move off of it.
Now,
what did you
this
say?
is the very same articles that I found that said about the whole 2,000 kilowatt hour battery. Said they were going to have an 850 kilowatt charging station that'll charge it from 0 to 100% in 9 minutes. But the biggest they can get now apparently is 350 because of regulations and other things. But that'll do 0 to 100 in 18 minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure there's some difference in that, but you'd think it would be less than half because it's time and it's
I'm not sure.
I don't think 850 is going to be feasible.
I'm sorry, all of these numbers just sound ridiculous.
Because they are.
Well, try and find an 800 kilowatt
Anything.
charger.
I don't
right now.
think
It doesn't
you
exist.
can't. No, it doesn't
they even
exist.
said
Good luck.
they straight up said someone's going to have to make it.
Just to put it in perspective, yeah, exactly. It'll do this, but someone's got to build it for us, right? That's kind of field of dreams engineering in a way.
I was
But
going to say.
yeah, except that you're not building the field. You're waiting for someone else
To build it for you sort of
first.
thing.
But just to try to put it in perspective, I did look up some specs because I was thinking about the wattage on the new Porsche. I think is it Volkswagen or is it no? It's BMW and Porsche charging systems. They're going to be 800 volts, but I think they're at 450 kilowatts power output. So they're about 3 times apparently what the Tesla superchargers currently do.
Whoa.
Right? Just to put it in perspective, so you're looking at, like, for the new Porsche Taycan coming out, you should be able to get, what was it they said, 100 kilometers in like 3 or 4 minutes or something like that. So it's pretty decent.
That's impressive.
You could, pull up, get some juice, take off, right?
But then again, I wonder if they're going to run into the whole battery degradation thing because of that.
No idea.
I'm sure
I
they
have
will,
no idea.
because their batteries.
Well,
and
think about
batteries
this
don't
really
like being
quick.
charged.
Think about this really quickly. Battery degradation is just. I work at a Nissan dealership. I see it happens with Leafs all the time, and I know a Leaf is a very underrated car compared to what we're talking about right now.
Underrated.
Never mind. It's just humble. It's humble.
Yeah.
It's very humble. And anyways, battery degradation. I don't know if some of these companies, especially now Lotus with such a sports car,
Tried and true, very reliable.
yeah, like it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen quicker than I think they were expecting it to, or they'll expect it to,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean,
And then these customers are gonna be like, I didn't expect my battery to go out that quickly.
Right. Well, it's all about warranties.
Yeah, and how are they gonna? It depends on how they're gonna throw a warranty at it.
yeah.
Well, gee whiz. I mean, if I spent like $3 million for a car,
You'd
there's some warranty implied in there too, right? They could probably
I'd
ship the whole
hope.
car back to
Yeah, I
England
think
and
they could
rebuild
probably
for you.
swing it. I think so.
So we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's enough about the Lotus. Do you want to go next?
Sure.
With your topic?
Alfa Romeo. Everybody loves and knows the Giulia, especially the Quadrifoglio. So they've been rumoring about for the past, now, almost a year.
Close to, yeah.
Yeah, with a Giulia coupe, and they've actually they've officially announced that it is gonna happen. And They call it the GTV, which is harkening back
Right.
to their olden times and
Yep.
fun.
Beautiful
I can't
GTV
speak English. Yeah, that too. The Buso. That's a great engine. It's going to use the current Giulia Quadrifolio's powertrain, which is the 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 that is apparently not a Ferrari engine, even though it is. 600 plus horsepower plus a mild hybrid system. So more than 600 horsepower.
Wow.
15.
Yeah, 15 more horsepower. There's renderings. There isn't actual official photos yet. So I'm excited about that because, oh man.
I've seen some
That
renderings and it's...
just, okay. I've driven a Giulia Quadrifolio. Holy. That is a car.
Yeah.
But the thing is what's really funny, and do you remember when the Quadrifolio first came out?
Yes.
They were like, it's going to be, in North America, it's
Yeah.
going to be manual only, no 8-speed automatic option, and then
That
right
lasted
at
how
the
long?
right at the last minute, Alpha was just like, nope. North America doesn't get the manual at all.
Yeah.
And
Trying to find, where's the render?
apparently,
It's just...
Oh, we're looking at-
Yum.
yeah, it's pretty.
641 horsepower.
Looks a little like an AMG Merc.
It
It
does.
looks like a C-Class.
Yeah,
It looks
it
like a
does.
C-Class, yeah.
I do...
Not bad.
My one complaint about it is the space between the back of the door and the fender or anywhere else in the car, it just looks so big. Like,
Oh, I don't know. Did you watch the Grand Tour
I
episode
couldn't
where
get into
Jared?
it. Yeah, I can't get into one.
You
It
can't.
takes-
It's so
quite an
hard to get
effort.
into a Giulia.
So that's going to
because
be good if the door's bigger for people who are
Sure.
over 5'7". I don't even know how tall you are.
I am 5'7", so that was a pretty exact. But yeah, like the Quadrifolio, like I cannot believe. Excuse me, go away. I cannot believe that car. I think that car is way better than an M3. I think it's better than
Oh,
the
I
C63.
agree.
Interesting.
It's better than
Yeah.
the ATS-V, even though I think the ATS-V Cadillac handles a
Is it
little bit
than
better.
the old CTS-V?
No, okay, let's not go there. I'm excited.
You know what? I haven't actually driven the Quadrifolio. I've only driven the base.
The base, the four cylinders?
Yeah, the 4-cylinder turbo.
You know,
Version of it,
I
and
drove a
it's fine,
4-cylinder
it's
turbo
fine.
too. You know, for if you're just driving it,
Yeah.
even on the highway, oh my goodness, it's a good car. But
I liked it too.
the Quadrifolio, you get just so much more out of that thing. It's what,
Right.
505 horsepower.
Yeah.
It's sequential turbos,
Yes,
so
good.
one kicks in earlier, one kicks in later. And the torque, yeah, there is lag, and it's all up at the top end. And I love the way
Yeah.
that car sounds. It
Oh,
sounds
it
like
sounds
two.
so good.
Jason Camisa said it best. It sounds like two drunk 3-cylinders having an argument, which it
it
really
is.
is.
It's California.
But it
V8.
sounds. It doesn't really sound like a V6. It sounds like
No.
what I just said. It sounds like.
Sounds like a
That's
California's
that's
V8
more
with two
horsepower
cylinders cut
than
off.
like a
An
brand new Porsche
M3.
911 GTS, which is a fast.
Oh, it
really
is,
good
yeah.
Car. I mean, that's
What
more
Excuse me. A GTS is what, 480?
450.
Wow, that's
Ish.
it.
Yeah,
Even with the turbo engine.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I think so. I think I'm right about that. The 2018.
Yeah, because all Porsches now have turbo, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's such a hard comparison, that
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the crazy V8, or would you have the crazy V6, or would you have the
Yeah.
middle? I won't.
I would.
I don't want to say middle of the road inline 6 that the M3 has, but
think about
and that's another thing too about
changing.
the Alpha is the way it looks.
Oh.
A lot of people don't like the way it looks. They don't like the triangle front end.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like the body, like the lines. I think people who say it doesn't look good are insane. But then again, I'm Italian and I'm trying to evoke how much I like Italian cars.
I mean,
but
it's an opinion, but
it is
do
an
agree. I
opinion.
do
But at
agree.
the same time, I'm not going to deny it. It is an Italian car.
Yeah.
It is nowhere near perfect. That car is going to have problems. And I know the GTV will too.
Yeah.
Well, besides that, though, like if you're looking at styling, anytime you have styling which is making a strong statement, you're going to turn some people off, and you're going to really thrill other people, and that's just the way it is. Like, you cannot please everybody.
No,
So
of
I
course
think
not.
that's okay if you make a car that is distinct, is executed well the way it's intended to be done. I respect that.
Yeah.
Because
But-
you don't expect everyone to
But
like it.
then we have to go to the Stelvio, the
Yeah.
SUV.
Yeah,
See,
I-
that was styling wise, that car wasn't.
No, because they
Even in quadrifolio form, they tried to like beef it up and all that. It's
it.
just no.
Guys, I've got to cut the conversation and move on to another subject because otherwise I have to edit this all out. It's going to go on way too long.
Okay, fine.
We can have beers and talk about this stuff forever,
I
but
know.
not for this show because this show has to be cut into some kind of a time frame where you guys can have a life outside. Your
I have a life?
Haven't the last two been 40 plus?
I have a
It
life?
was yeah.
Let's go to the next topic.
And-
All right, next topic. Right, so thanks a lot, you guys. So we did the is it called? It's the GTV now.
Yes.
Giulia GTV.
No, I don't know if it's going to be called the
Oh,
Giulia.
it might not
I
be called
don't know. I know GTV is in the name.
So Alpha
It's
GTV coupe.
Somewhere in there.
It's definitely there.
We did the Lotus.
I still not.
Can we call it the Can we call it the Lotus Ebola?
I was gonna call it the STD, but that's.
I thought that was taken by Subaru.
Oh yeah, the STI. Fair point.
So
Goodbye, families.
yeah, for the final topic, we've already rambled on about a few different things. So
That's okay.
what I wanted to talk about was, of course, the recently announced Corvette C8 Stingray. That looks like a fabulous car. That's going to be a 2020 model.
Yep.
It's 2020.
I just
highlights,
saw pictures
right.
quickly before you go. I just
go
saw
ahead.
pictures like renders
Yeah.
of what a Z06
Oh.
C8 would look
Is that the one
like.
with the wing.
Send it to me so I can put it
I
up
will
here.
because it is gorgeous.
Oh, great.
Is that the render with the wing?
no.
Oh.
All right. Before we see, we've already digressed. We can't help it, right?
But go for it.
Okay.
I just had to
so
say it.
everyone knows about the C8 by now, right? It's the Corvette is now mid-engine. It's still got a plastic body, fiberglass. I'm just kidding. It's not plastic. It's got a fiberglass body still, but it's mid-engine. It's got a dry sump pushrod 6.2, I think.
Yep.
Still
Still a
engine.
6.2.
It has a dual clutch DCT, which is a dual clutch manual transmission, right? So there's, I don't know if there will be a standard
There
transmission.
is no standard
not that I know
transmission.
of,
Not that we-
that I
not-
know
not
of.
of-
There
Yeah.
is physically no possible way
So
a standard
it's
transmission
done.
will
It's
fit.
done and dusted. That's it, guys.
They say that.
Yeah. Well, no,
I
I
you
think
know
that's
They're
what?
gonna do a
I
911.
honestly, you know what? I think if people complain enough, they can do a
If they
standard
do
in that
if
car.
they do a 911R on that car, I'm just gonna freak out.
The thing is
Only
it's
Porsche
General
can get away with
it's
that.
General Motors. They can
They can do it.
they've done stuff like that.
That's true.
All right, let's just go over the basic points of this car. Like for the money, let's just get to the price points. I think they're talking about, and this is real, around 60 US, around in the low 70s Canadian. This is for the base car. But the base car is basically everything you want. You can deck it out with a few things like different interiors. You got 3 different interior trims, 3 different seats. You got, the 1LT, 2LT, 3LT.
Yep.
You got the GT3, GT1 seats. You've got a Z51 package or Z51 package for Americans, which comes with what they call it the FE3 suspension, but you can get the FE4 with the magnetic ride. Okay.
That's a General Motors thing.
Yeah.
Larger
good luck.
brakes, extra cooling, third radiator, electronic LSD, a bigger spoiler, and a performance exhaust. The base unit is 490 horsepower. The Z51 is 495 horsepower. I mean, come on.
And they say
what,
0 to 100k an hour in 2.8 seconds
Well, 3 seconds, yeah, say. To be fair.
with 495 horsepower and the
Sounds
top
awesome.
speed of 195 miles per hour.
This thing
and
is
that's
killer.
that's
It's killer.
That's very.
that's Ferrari numbers
I want one.
with way
Yeah.
less power.
Yeah, I know, and that's
And
very non-American horsepower.
But the thing,
V8 motor.
How much metric
yeah,
horsepower
V8.
is that?
Yeah.
What is? I don't know. I don't know if metric.
No,
horsepower-
stop with the
530 or
metric
something?
thing, or I will throw my beer at you.
Yeah, you're not done yet.
I know that's the problem.
Don't waste a
Don't waste
precious
good.
commodity
No, no.
No,
Nectar of the
Precious
gods.
commodity.
on him.
No, not me.
Anyways, you know what? Okay,
Oh, I have a little bit.
that car blew my mind
Yeah.
when it came, like when they announced it and all that kind of stuff. It is just, that's just such a phenomenal. Those are phenomenal numbers.
They're- It's
I
like,
really-
it's like fiction, really, isn't it? I mean, it's a dream. It's a dream car. Those numbers, the mid-engine DCT, it's got all the stuff I like.
Yeah.
I can argue with the rear styling. I've never liked the rear styling of the C7 all that much. sorry guys, I like the front just fine, and I like the mid-engine layout, and everything looks good to me. The interior looks great.
The interior does
The
look
interior
good.
does look good.
I mean,
Yeah.
that big long thing on the
Thing.
passenger side, thing really with all the buttons was kind of iffy. That, you know what?
Well,
That's
that
obviously
harkens-
it's a matter of taste.
That
Yeah, of
harkens
course.
back to their 1950s, is it? The console that comes
Yes.
down like that?
Yes.
And they've put a bunch of soft buttons in there, whatever it is. I'm not quite sure if they're... I think they might just be like...
heated seats,
Yeah.
all
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff,
They
like
are.
cooling or
Yeah.
HVAC. That's a better
But
word
what
for
they
it.
have done is they've got storage in the center console.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a little
Yeah.
storage area there. So that's why that thing is pushed all
Yep.
the way over. Plus your passenger can then fiddle with all that, right?
Yeah.
So if you
Great.
say...
Which it's
That's
great.
Right?
Awesome. Play it.
That's going to be a dangerous game in that car
Yep.
if the buttons are placed. Anyways, we're digressing again.
Completely.
But I think they may be soft buttons, like they're similar
those-
to
those
what the
rubber-
new Porsches are.
Mm.
So you don't click anything; it's just like a surface and it's touch sensitive,
Yeah, okay.
something like that.
Kind of like a haptic
Oh, yeah.
feedback.
Haptic
action
feedback?
sort of
Yeah,
deal.
it's-
Is that called tactic feedback? See,
Haptic
Yeah,
feedback.
Haptic feedback is,
Oh,
is
sorry.
when you hold
Hap-
on an iPhone and it,
Yeah.
and it vibrates.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's essentially the
Cadillac-
Is it that?
Cadillac
probably-
had that on their user experience
Yeah, it never
system, and
worked.
it was
Sucked.
crap. But
Okay.
it's General
'Cause
Motors,
it's
so we don't know if it's
pressure
going to be good.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
Well, anyway, I think it's a phenomenal car. It's definitely a game changer.
honestly,
I mean,
that car I think scared.
I only have 2 complaints.
Yeah, go ahead.
The rear, I agree with
can't
you.
stand the
it's,
rear.
It's like a Camaro. It needs a wing for me to not
Yeah.
look at. It needs a wing for me to not look at everything else.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't think that Corvettes up until now have been tons of horsepower with fantastic performance. Now that they're into the lower horsepower, I'm sure there's someone that's going to be pissed off.
But
about that.
here's the thing, though: a base C7,
Yeah,
even a Z51, was what 460 horsepower.
I guess. I mean, but
and it kicked.
it's
kicked, dude. It was
Yeah, that's true enough.
insane.
yeah, it's really...
there is
Especially if it had the E-diff, which
Yeah.
most of them did, and most of them had magnetic ride.
that's true.
Those cars, like it showed that the Americans can actually build a sports car.
Yeah,
And
It's-
I've also felt for a while now that if you look at I know some people who have the current Z06, the C7
Yeah.
outgoing. There's so much power in those things with a supercharger.
Oh, yeah.
You've got you don't have enough traction for that type of power.
No.
So in my view, you don't
makes more sense.
you can have more power, but honestly, if you're going out to the track or something like that, I'd rather have something that has a bit more of a balance to it. I'm a bit of a track hound, so I'm not looking for drag strip numbers.
Yeah, that's
Power
the
down.
weight on the new C8. You know,
I was looking it up
here.
and I'm not 100% sure. I'm guessing it's somewhere around the 34
Okay.
range.
It's not too
3400.
it's all
bad.
American.
It's American, yeah,
It's an
exactly.
American car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not super heavy.
That's not super heavy at all.
It's heavier than a McLaren, but then it doesn't
Well, then
have.
it's also,
it's
yeah.
$72,000 Canadian, and so they don't have carbon fiber.
Oh, they can't
everywhere,
afford the
right?
whole carbon
And
fiber
aluminum,
monocoque,
right?
Oh,
No.
wow.
No, but
Not
you know,
right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I
you
get
know
that,
what?
Well,
yeah. For the
I
money,
can't
that's
argue.
fantastic.
You cannot argue with.
No.
Honestly, I
No.
don't think you can argue. You can't argue with this car. This
The
car
money, no.
is brilliant. If they can
Yeah.
pull it off, I think only a company the size of GM,
Yeah.
with that engineering size, can pull something like this off because it's got everything that these super expensive cars had. Basically,
I think it's gonna
I
go
think it's
crazy.
I think it's gonna go up to about 80 grand, maybe 90.
It'll stay below 100 without just a normal. Without
Yeah.
just
any
for the
super,
base
Yeah.
unit. Yeah.
Which is still
and if they
that's an incredible
It's a hell of a
price.
bargain. Full warranty rather
Yeah.
than getting a used something else. I
GTR or
won't
something,
mention
yeah.
some of the other cars that I might be interested in because that's not about today, but there's a few. And, for that kind of price point, there's not a lot. Yeah, there's perhaps a Nissan GTR, but I don't think that's in the
Not
same
even a
league.
GTR.
No.
GTR started like 100 and
no,
Not
used.
20
new,
grand.
like a used
Oh, a
one.
to
used
get
one.
one with comparable
Yeah.
performance, I guess.
But comparable performance with that would be a new one.
Fair enough.
Even though the newest GTR is what 565 horsepower.
If you stay away from the Nismo, it's about 130 Canadian,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
That's what we have. We don't have one at Nissan right now at the dealership I work at, but the last one we had was a Touring. It was about 130.
Yeah.
So
Well, which is
but-
way more than the new
but-
C8's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out at.
But that car, the GTR is another worldly car.
Yeah. But that
Yeah.
also brings up the one question I've seen being asked a lot around
Mm-hmm.
the interwebs, and that do you buy a C7 Z06 or something like that now, or do you wait for the C8?
Well, that's a whole new topic.
Right.
That's an interesting topic. Yeah.
I think that's I
Or
don't know.
Or do you buy the most recent ZR1? Right?
Or there's a lot of ors in that.
I don't know.
I don't
There's
know.
going to be
Because,
a market.
like,
There's going to be a market.
you
for
need
that.
I think
to-
that's a
you will-
next time question.
But the
Yeah.
the thing is with that I have to say this. The thing is with that ZR1, you're looking at the last front engine, highest horsepower Corvette.
Yep.
That's true. That would be the collector.
That would be the
That would
collector.
Well,
for
the
sure.
C7 will be a collector, I think, eventually, just
Yeah.
because it is the last front engine.
Yeah. Well, that's the C8. So we've gone over our 3 cars. I'm sure
And the
we've
time
burned through a
limit.
ton of time. Like I'm gonna have to. Most of this is gonna end up on the cutting room floor. I'm sure. Mind you, there's no such thing anymore. It's gonna end up as whatever it is, pixels, excess pixels somewhere, and data on
in a hard drive that you don't delete. And then
Yeah,
realize
the
your
dark
computer's
recesses of
full.
a hard drive somewhere.
If you can
Lonely.
you know what?
You know.
I want you to just send me the uncut copy.
That
of
would be
these,
kind of funny
'cause
to
I want
have.
I just
That
want
would
to
be kinda
watch.
funny to
I
have.
want to just kind of watch it, just to
Okay,
laugh at it.
Fine. If you want it, I'll send it to you. Anyway, thanks a lot once again, Donato and Alex, for
fun.
coming by.
It was.
It's dark. I hope you can still see us. There's been wasps buzzing around. There's a dog barking. Someone threw something off a balcony, and no, they didn't.
No, they
I'm
didn't.
just making
Really?
that up.
No, this is too
Okay.
nice video
It's just been
I was
getting
gonna
crazy
say.
around here. But thank you so much for watching this episode of Car Chat. We're West Coast Supercars and Classics. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Godspeed.
Oh my God, we're through. That was as long as any other like. That's 15 minutes. I don't know.
That's not as bad. We had a couple hours. Our first one was bad. And then we hopefully added just some rhythms.